Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Those in the gospel broad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is another lesson through the Spirit. Lord's will to be edifying to you brothers out there, you few sisters that may watch. This is a video that was put together by GMS, Inspiration of the Almighty. The brother Mike Allah from the GMS LA camp. From time to time, he posts these clips, which this is a clip. In fact, it says the Lord is freezing America. As you know, that the entire Midwest has been under a freeze warning, a winter warning, since really Saturday afternoon. All right, which the states of Kansas, Missouri, parts of Illinois, Indiana, okay, parts of Texas, and really the whole Ohio Valley that pretty much got hit with this inclement weather. Like it started out here maybe Saturday early evening, late afternoon. It started from like a small dusting to like a freezing rain, and before you know it, a freezing rain became sleet and then snow. Okay, which really the snow was like the light part, even though we got hit with like 1.5 feet. It was really the freezing rain that fucked everybody up, because the news, and they told us like 3 days, 4 days, maybe a week in advance that not to travel and to stay home. But yet you had people out there for whatever reason that decided to go to the store at the last minute to pick up groceries. You know, especially our people, man, because I kind of watch the news. Well, I watch the news. But I get into mainstream news if I'm watching the weather or something like that. But I was kind of monitoring this system all week. And I was telling the brothers, I was like, well, you know, we probably going to have to do an indoor camp, because it's just going to be entirely too cold and too sleet. And it's pretty much going to be slick out there. So by the time we would have set up camp, which is roughly around 2 o'clock, 2:30 on a Saturday, the roads were already getting slick. So by the time we would have ended camp, we would have been in pretty much driving on sheets of ice, and that would have been detriment. So, you know, the Spirit say, look, just stay in today, do the work from the inside, and come back at it again, you know, in a week, and then we be out there. Okay, because we go out in the cold, you know, unlike other Israelite groups. We go out there in the cold, and, you know, scriptures say, give diligence to make thy calling and election sure. So, you know, we're serious about this thing. But anyway, it was pretty much an ice blanket out here. I mean, they had to shut down pretty much every major interstate or every major highway in Kansas City, because stupid individuals decided to go and get food or go to the fucking club, and everybody ice skating across the damn highway, man. We had like a damn near 300 car pileup out here. Okay, because these stupid idiots don't know how to take fucking orders. Like they say, stay home. And then again, you got people that work the highway systems that deal with the snow, that plow the snow. You got to give them room to work. Okay, so they can get the roads clear. But we've lost like every road within a matter of minutes. That's how bad it was, you know. Though I've seen worse, but nonetheless, it was pretty bad out here, and it's still pretty bad out here. The roads are not necessarily clear, but we got sunlight, so I mean things are kind of picking up again. But just to show you that the Lord is plaguing Babylon, man. All right, because I mean, shit, you got some places that get hit. I believe in like upstate New York, they got hit with like 3 feet of snow. You know, and this is all plagues by the Heavenly Father, because the Lord said that he was going to send plagues upon Egypt as he did before. So these plagues that we're witnessing is just Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai's way of judging the heathen, you wicked doers, you evil doers, man. And we ain't seen nothing yet, because they're talking about a possible another system that may come through here. Okay, and we understand that through the left hand means Esau Edom is using this technology, you know, like his heart program. He's using tech. You know, he's using this. He's weaponized the weather. He have what they call geoengineering or cloud seeding, when basically they spray this shit into the clouds and into the atmosphere, and then they would create like some type of effect, some type of funnel effect in the atmosphere, and before you know it, you got a ton of snow and ice being dumped on your head. Okay, prime example with the fog last week, up until the Christmas break, up until like New Year's, Babylon has been plagued with fogs, and people have been reportings of getting sick. Sore throats, itchy throats, watery eyes, you know, fever-like symptoms, Then all of a sudden this norovirus shit pops up. And then all of a sudden, a couple of days later, we get hit with 10 feet of snow. Okay, which shows you that Esau Edom is up to, this is Esau's doing, even though it's really the Most High's doing, but he's using Esau to use his particular program, man, because as I'm looking, and I'm looking outside, right? Now you got snow all on the ground, but I'm looking in the trees because, I mean, the trees are pretty much dead at this point, but there's barely any snow in the trees. So I'm like, usually when it snows, the trees will be covered with snow, the branches at least. But I'm looking outside and there's barely any snow in the damn trees, but everything is stuck to the ground. So it don't make sense, man. So I'm just like, this is some manufacturer shit. All right. But anyway, I got a couple, well, this is a couple of videos. This is like a 9-minute video, which I'm going to kind of interject here and there. And we get a couple of precepts. But this is to show you that the Lord is not playing, he's not playing around with America and with you people, man. Okay, the Lord is getting ready to bring all types of hell to this place. And he's getting ready to totally decimate this place once and for all. Okay, so I'm going to play a couple of minutes of this video. Because, like I said, the shit was bad. People was sliding across the road. There were wrecks. We had like a 200 car pile up. All because people was trying to get from one destination to the next. Like, how stupid can you be to drive on a sheet of ice going 70 miles an hour? Like, what the hell do you, like people have a death wish or something. Okay? Me, I ain't left the house, what is it, Tuesday? Shit, I ain't left the house since, I think I went out early Saturday to pick up something small. But I haven't left the house since Saturday. I've been in the crib, man. So that's what? Sunday, Monday. It's been 3 days. I've been right in the crib, right where the fuck we belong. Okay, we're not fucking around in this crazy ass weather because it's stupid, man. But anyway, I'm gonna play this video and we'll get a couple of precepts and that'll be that.
The city is shut down. No airports are operating. The roadways and the interstates are shut down. There's a lot of clearing to do in the city. We are right here at the city market. And think about it. The Chiefs are playing football tonight. This area would be packed with people. There's bars, restaurants, but there's nobody out here. We've got
Yep, and I know exactly where that's at. That's called the city market right there. You do have a lot of bars there. You got the city market. You got bars there. You got the streetcar. A couple of nice spots down there. Sometimes the brothers and myself will go down there and get some food, a couple of drinks. So they're in the city market, which is a very notable place where they sell like a lot of herbs and teas and, the city market, fruit and vegetables and all that good stuff. They sell it down there. But you can see it was a ghost town. Okay.
a couple of people walk by, but other than that, it is just shut down.
What the hell?
Roads are still snow-packed in a lot of areas here, so there's a lot of plowing that needs to get done. And as you can see,
airlines now faced with their first big test of 2025. More than 1,300 flights already canceled for today. Travel waivers are up so people can make changes. And where it isn't snowing, like here in Chicago, you have sub-freezing temperatures. That'll be the challenge here today. Snow, ice, frigid temperatures, and blizzard conditions wreaked havoc on the roads across the Midwest, just as millions were trying to make their way home at the end of the long New Year's Day holiday weekend.
Crews have been working for hours on this power outage, that warming bus sitting out front after some people were forced outside in this cold weather.
It's inconvenience because we want to go in. It's cold out here.
Emergency crew lights reflect off the dark windows of these two high-rise condominium buildings in South Shore.
All lights are off, so we can't even get in. We got groceries. We can't get upstairs to our residence.
A power outage in the area, according to ComEd, plunging at least 183 customers into darkness and cold temperatures.
I was
overnight.
And that's the dangerous thing about it. A lot of people were without power, like out here in parts of KC. Some people lost power. Now, fortunately, through the spirit and power Yahweh Shemi Shai, myself and none of the brothers had that issue. It was pretty smooth sailing. The heat worked just fine. The power was on. Brothers had food and light in their residence. So the Lord took care of us. But for a lot of people, they didn't have that same fortunate. Okay, some people was without power for a couple hours. And, people were stranded on the side of the highway, forced to get out of their vehicles. And, allegedly some people froze to death. I haven't heard anything, but according to what a brother was stating through a couple of posts he saw on Facebook, he stated that some people froze to death in their cars, which it doesn't surprise me, man. Okay, but to show you the difference between these people in the men of the Lord, we was good. Like, I mean, you know, there was no loss of sleep. Everything was cozy. It was comfortable. Had food. You know, the Lord allowed us to do what we had to do. So call Allah Yahweh Shimi Hawashai for that. But a lot of people don't have that same tale. All right.
Relentless snow already starting to bury streets in the east, like in our nation's capital, where the mayor declared a snow emergency. By Monday night, the D.C. area is expected to get the most snow it's had in 6 years, along with dropping temperatures. The winter storm already pummeled much of the Midwest over the weekend, with heavy ice up to a half-inch thick in Missouri, weighing down trees and power lines.
Watch my feet here. Ready for this? Utter chaos.
Yep, that's the KC. And we also had a pile up too, like a 200 car pile up. All right. So this is an article here that goes into Geoengineering Watch, and it goes into extreme and persistent winter fog. It says natural or man-made, and it says the climate engineers have the power to chemically cool down the surface temperatures when enough atmospheric moisture is available to them. It says the more heavily and extensively the geoengineers utilize chemical ice nucleating materials, the more extreme the surface cooling that they can create. It says this is not a speculation. It's verifiable fact, proving by patent processes of climate modification and related lab testing. The abrupt chemical cool downs can and are spawning extreme and lingering surface fog scenarios, and hence that what they call death fog that we had last week that everybody was bugging out about. People that claimed to be in it felt sick. Now, me personally, I was in because we was at camp and it was pretty foggy, though you couldn't really tell. But I went out that night to empty the trash, and I got a video of what they perceived to be fog, which people stated that they smelled chemicals and like it was like some type of sulfur or something. So obviously it wasn't natural. But I was out in it and I didn't feel I didn't feel lightheaded. I didn't feel sick. I didn't feel none of that. But see, this is because, you know, we try to take care of ourselves and we got the Spirit of the Lord ultimately. But the Spirit of the Lord been having me to take garlic. Like I've been eating cloves of garlic before I go to bed at night. And garlic have, I forgot the particular compound it releases in the bloodstream, but it boosts immunity, man. Okay, it causes blood to flow. It cleans the gut. You know, it's a natural antibiotic. So it fights off pretty much anything that can come and invade the system. And I've been doing that. I've been doing teas, you know, of course, fruits and vegetables, you know, and I've been eating pretty clean. So overall, you know, my system is built up. But a lot of people, man, they felt like shit afterwards, man. You know, dizzy, lightheaded. It's because Esau Edom is fucking with the atmosphere. But it says California's rainy season begins with the bomb cyclone bang, but the major storm drops down record rain down trees in northern Cali after devastation further north. It says California storm, rare high risk warnings for excessive rain issued. And from summer of the record heat to undisclosed record drought, California has now been given a round of seeded rain. So basically it's man-made. Okay. It says Geoengineering Watch will start to release as of yet unseen footage of filming during a dimming. This is the first installment, but the aluminum nanoparticle fallout from climate engineering operations are building up in our snow, soils, runoff waters, and the levels are far beyond alarming. Like back in the day, you was able to collect rainwater, but now you can't. Okay, but nonetheless, it's the shit that they're spraying in the air, man. It's the reason why we're dealing with all this, and this is why people are suffering from all types of respiratory illnesses. You know, RSV, all that shit, man. Like you got a new alleged C virus, which a corona virus is basically, it could be the common cold. It can be anything of that. But it's like any type of respiratory illness. And a lot of people are suffering from that now because, like I mentioned, they're spraying the shit in the air. And this is basically what's on the ground now. All right. So let's go to the book of Job 37. And I'm going to start at verses. Let's start at verses 1. It says, "At this also my heart trembleth and is moved out of his place, but hear attentively the noise of his voice and the sound that goeth out of his mouth. He directed under the whole heaven, and his lightning unto the ends of the earth. After it a voice roareth, and he thundereth with the voice of his excellency, and he would not stay them which is the voice is heard. But the Most High thundereth marvelously with his voice. Great things doeth he, we cannot comprehend." So the Lord is doing things that we can't possibly fathom. Okay, at face value, it looks like, okay, rain, sleet, snow, judgment here, judgment there. But the Lord has a whole different program that's outside of our scope of understanding. Okay, because he says, my ways are not your ways, and my thoughts are not your thoughts, and my ways are higher than your ways. So we can't begin to comprehend the mind of Yahweh Bashim Hawashai, because he's an omnipotent power. And it reads, it says, for he say to the snow, be down on the earth, likewise to the small rain and to the great rain of his strength. Now, even though Esau Edom is using his technology on the left-hand side, ultimately it's still the will of the Heavenly Father, because can't nothing go forth throughout the earth unless the Heavenly Father approves it. So he's put the spirit on these scientists and these elites to come up with these particular programs in order to modify the weather, man, to bring judgment. Because ultimately, man, this is a form of judgment. Okay, these winters are totally different than what they was in the 80s and the 90s. Even though we always had crazy weather winters, and they've always had some type of weapon modification thing going on. But even now, it just feels unnatural. Because as kids, when a winter storm kicks in, we outside playing. You know, we outside riding our bikes, sledding, you know, having snowball fights, playing it in the snow, you know. But nowadays, it's just too damn cold for the kids to even be out. And even then, if the kids are out, they're not playing. But it says, he sealed up the hand of every man, that all men may know his work. And then the beasts go into dens and remained in their places. And notice, like, a lot of times when storms are coming, you notice the cattle will get together and they're herd together because they understand. They understand the weather patterns, man. Like, they get together and they'll keep themselves warm. Like, if you ever drove through the countryside, through the Midwest, and it looked like it's a big storm coming, if you notice the cattle, they will all kind of go to their dens, or they will kind of hurdle under a particular area to shield themselves from the storm. Okay? But it says, but out of the south cometh the whirlwind. As we know, there's a lot of tornadoes in the south and the Midwest. It says, and cold out of the north. Okay? And where we at? In the north. Okay? North America. And then you got what they call the North Pole, and you got Canada, you got Alaska, which those places are frigid. Like, you got a brother in Alaska working in negative 40-degree weather, and he's talking about it feel good. I'm like, man, you tripping, huh? You get so used to that shit, man. Like, you come down here to the states, 60 degrees be too much for the brother, man. But, you know, he showed us some in the chat. It's like negative 40 degrees, like, feels good. I'm like, man, you tripping. Like, I can't be in a place that I only get 4 hours of sunlight for 6 months of the year, and 4 hours of nighttime another 6 months out of the year. You know, but hey, if the brother love it, if he likes it, I love it. You know, because hey, you know, he find peace there, then so be it. Because Alaska is a beautiful place, believe it or not, and they summers are pretty nice. But still, man, it's just the cold. I can't get with that cold, man. Okay, you gotta have a hell of a spirit to be prophesying in that shit in the wintertime, man. Golly, that's a heavy spirit. But it says, out of the south cometh the whirlwind, and cold out of the north. But by the breath of Yahweh, frost is given, and the breath of the waters is straightening. All right. But it says by the breath of the Most High, frost is given. So this is Yahweh Bashim Hawashai's plan, man. And this is the reason why this place is in a current freeze over. Okay. So I'm gonna play a little bit more of this, and we'll end it.
An ice rink. That's the best way to describe it. Cars are doing 360s, sliding off.
Bunch of dumbasses. Why you out there, man? And the crazy part about it is we received ample warning that this was going to be the case. They told us that it was going to be ice, a sheet of ice. They said it was going to be pretty bad. Now, I mean, they mentioned we don't know how bad it's going to be, but it's going to be bad. But they did recommend not driving because if anything, we was going to get freezing rain. Okay, so that's one thing. If you get freezing rain and the ground temperatures are cool enough, then that should have turned into a sheet of ice in no time. People are literally spinning out on the middle of the E-way, man. Like, people just wild, okay? This says cars doing 360 sliding off the road incidents.
The road accidents, everything has come to a standstill. Even the Kansas City Chiefs are stranded at the Kansas City airport right now, trying to take off their charter jet on the tarmac. They're having de-icing problems as they're trying to keep up with this wave of freezing rain that came through the metro. Very dangerous driving conditions and travel conditions. That's only going to get worse. This is just the front end of a massive winter storm that's going to be making its way across the country.
Look how fast this guy's driving.
Please prepare, as we are hearing that an intense winter storm and polar vortex is about to hit the majority of the United States. If you haven't heard already, let me go ahead and share with you the latest headline.
And that's unusual, man, because when you look at the southern states, it was at a point in time that Texas, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, it was a point in time that those places didn't even see snow, bro. Like, I mean, yeah, they got their winters when it get cool, 40, 50 degrees is winter to them, but usually that's unlikely for them to be in a freeze like that. Especially for Florida, like, hell no. I remember 3 years ago when we had that polar vortex here that hit here in Texas and people was without power. It was something going on that year out here, man, to the point if you was to stand in the cold, you felt sick. We went down to Orlando that year for a couple of days, man, and it was like night. It felt like summer. We was even at the beach when we went down to Orlando. I was down there for like 3 days, and shit, we was at the beach in January kicking it. But yet we get back up here, it's fucking freezing. But that was in Florida, though. You see what I'm saying? It was about 70, 80 degrees out there. But now all of a sudden you got below freezing in the southern states. That's kind of unusual, man, all right? Because I remember back in the day, if Atlanta would have seen barely a dusting of snow, they would literally shut their city down because they didn't have the necessary manpower to engage with such difficulties, man. Okay, but now, shit, you got places that they donning snow plows now because this is a common thing because the Lord is speeding up the judgment,
And video footage coming out as we're hearing the lowest forecasted temperatures are going to be from January 3rd to the 10th of 2025. And we're hearing this is going to be spreading across the nation, hitting the majority. Texas, Florida is going to be reaching all the way down to the south. I'm going to give you all the numbers, but take a look at this. Winter storm to usher in severe Arctic outbreak across the U.S. coming out 5 hours ago. Also, polar vortex expected to bring snow, ice, and brutal cold to most of the United States. Arctic blast tied to polar vortex puts U.S. and Europe into a deep freeze. And like I said, I'm going to share with you all the details.
This is what it's like in Pennsylvania right now. It's a complete blizzard. There's wrecks everywhere. We're trying to get our rental car transferred over right now. I have snow stuck in my eyelashes. It took us about 2 hours to make a 45-minute trip. My dad slid off the road twice. He is okay. My lips are turning purple.
Then why your dumb ass out there then, man? Here's what I'm saying. People are fucking stupid, man. But it says here, also by watering he wearied the thick cloud, and he scattered his bright cloud. And it is turned round about by his counsels, which shows you that angels have control over these elements through the approval of the Most High, man. It says that they may do whatsoever he commanded them upon the face of the world and the earth. And he caused it to come, whether for correction, for his land, or for mercy, man. All right, so you had periods of time when the Most High would send droughts on particular lands because of the wickedness and the rebellion. And then you got time that the Most High was sending an overabundance of rain because of the wickedness and the rebellion. Because seasons supposed to be drawn out in balance. Okay, you have just enough rain, just enough sunlight, just enough cool. Because with the ecosystem of the earth, everything works in tandem, but everything is so out of balance because you have a wicked ruler that's in power, which causes these imbalances of the ecosystem, man. So the weather's all jacked up. You don't even have real rain anymore, man. So all this shit is geo-engineered. Like it was a movie that came out in 2017 called Geostorm. And basically, they was manipulating the weather via space satellite with AI systems, man. So it's not far-fetched to believe that Esau Edom has his hand in this.
This is the worst weather I've seen in Pennsylvania in a long time, and it's just about to get worse. Stay in your car. You're okay. Fuck, I can't stop it. I don't know what to do. Somebody help me. Just keep your
Tonight, a brutal winter system wreaking havoc and stunning video of a semi-truck jackknifing and sliding off an icy Kansas highway coated with freezing rain. Facebook video showing another semi already off the road, and watch as this black SUV slides across a median. Another driver narrowly dodging it. By mid-afternoon, Kansas authorities clocked close to 50 crashes, nearly half with injuries. Troopers pleading with people to stay off the roads.
Watch my feet here. Ready for this? That's what we're dealing with out here.
The mayhem caused by a monster winter system already slamming Utah and South Dakota and now barreling east. Tonight, 57 million Americans are under winter storm alerts as parts of the Midwest brace for up to 16 inches of snow and temperatures 25 degrees below average.
A few asks that we have for members of the public. One, if you don't need to be out when the storm has started, please make sure you're not. We'll try to make sure our streets are cleared as expeditiously as possible, but at the same time...
And this guy's a complete clown. This is the mayor of Kansas City, Quentin Lucas. I don't know what the hell he is. I don't know if he's a nigga. I don't know if he's Northern Kingdom or if he's a damn Hamite or Somali. I don't know what the hell this guy is, but this guy's a damn clown, man. All right, he just rubs me the wrong way. But anyway, he's giving this bullshit speech about how human safety and all this other bullshit. Nigga, you don't give a fuck about people, man. Because when that ordeal came out in 2021, 22, the city rose up against your ass because you was trying to take people's jobs away. They didn't take that goddamn jab, man. So the hell with you niggas that sell out to Esau.
Recognize that itself does take some time, particularly as we see more accumulations or ice accumulating throughout the city. The other thing we ask you to do is make sure that you check on neighbors and loved ones. Make sure that they're doing all right, and particularly before the storm, if you have the chance, make sure you're talking about plans with people. That is something that will be helpful for us.
Holy shit. Holy shit. I got that on camera.
Yeah, Nate made mention about something called like thunder snow or something like that. Like that was a flash of lightning in the middle of a snowstorm. Like this ain't the Heavenly Father basically uttering his voice. We don't know what it is. Okay, I've never seen anything like that. Where they like thunder snow or something like that. Thunderstorms and rain in the midst of a blizzard. Like a couple years ago, back in 2020, 2019, 2020, they had footages of California which looked like some of a fucking apocalypse movie, man. I mean, the sky was red. You had literally tornadoes or a fire-nado in the form of you had tornadoes in the form of fire. Literally like fire-nados, bro. You know, like the Lord said that he make his angels spirits in flames of fire. The spirits, man. That was some scary shit. All right. So this is the book of Matthew 24. And I'm going to start at verses 19. It says, woe to them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. But pray ye that your flight be not in winter, neither on a Sabbath day, okay? Because in the winter, shit, that's the last time you want, that's the last thing you want to do is have to be on a prowl in the winter. Like, pay attention, right? Like they stated that we're going to get below freezing, frigid temperatures, right? Which is crazy that the South is below freezing, but yet the Midwest I mean, it's still below freezing, but how the hell is the South going to be colder than the Midwest when the Midwest is closer to the North, man? That's wild. But just imagine if Esau decides to shut the grid down across the United States, and then nobody has power, nobody food is better. Like, you know how many people are going to die within days? Below 30-degree weather, no power, no lights. You can't take a shower. You can't do shit, man. And a lot of these newer cars won't even operate if an EMP hit this place because the batteries will be fried. So you just pretty much fucked all the way, man. So if you ain't got a generator, you through. But that's the type of devil that we're dealing with, man. And that's the type of judgment that the Lord is going to bring to America, man. And this is why we tell people that if you're not of the elect, ain't no way in hell you're going to make it up out of this thing, man. It's not humanly possible. Okay? So it says, but pray ye that your flight be not in winter, neither on a Sabbath day. It says, for then should be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no ever shall be. Okay, because this is known as the worst time in human history, and it's gonna get a lot worse. Like, this is light. Okay, as bad as this storm was, it was pretty much a breeze for us. It didn't really affect us which way. You know, we just stayed put, made sure I had enough food, had water, you know, put up and stuff like that, man. You know, preserved the energy, and we was cool. Even though a lot of people gonna be upset when them energy bills come out next month, because a lot of people had to use a lot of energy to keep their homes warm. And you know, energy is going up. So, but it says here, for then should be great tribulation, which such it was not since the beginning of the world, since to this time, no ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days should be shortened. So the Most High is getting ready to shut these. He's getting ready to shorten the days. He's getting ready to shut this place down. Okay, we're already, January 7th? I think it's the 7th or the 8th, if I'm not mistaken. Either way it go, we're like 7 days into this month. Yep, the 7th. And by the end of the week, we'll be Friday is the 10th, 11th. We'll be the second week of January next week. And before you know it, we'll be in the Passover. And then another year, Lord's will, we out of here. One more precept, and I'll just let the video play. And that'll be that. 2nd Esdras 15. And I'm going to start at verses 11. It says, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and I will destroy all the land thereof. And that's talking about the missiles. And Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. And they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fall through the blasting and hell with the fearful consolation. All right, so the Most High is going to destroy the farmlands, man, your food source, which all this shit is all fixing to bring a famine, because eventually, once this weather becomes even more imbalanced, then ain't no way in hell you're gonna be able to grow food appropriately. The food is not gonna adequately grow anymore. Everything is gonna be GMO, because this sets the stage for a famine. And when a famine kicks, that's when shit really hits the fan. All right. But anyway, I'm gonna end it. All praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Lord's will, you were edified. Until the next lesson. Shalom.
And for folks that live a little bit farther to the east of the Northwest, we could have, yes, our first major snowstorm of 2025. It's happening this weekend. Sunday into Monday looks to be the tricky time for the plains all the way to the mid-Atlantic. Now, the placement of this low will be key, and the details will be a little fuzzy until we actually have the storm to track. But the folks that kind of go right in between the middle,
That's going to be tough.
it's going to be tough. Yeah, because that's where we have ice.
Yeah, and that's always, the commute's always terrible. It does a number can do it to power lines, branches on trees. The pink area you're watching there, we got to see what all develops and how this all sets up. The track is going to be so important for this.
And a big part
Yo, what the fuck is a snow squall? I've never heard of this in my life. Like, this happened literally like 5 minutes ago. All right, maybe 10 minutes ago. Like, it's snowing, it's thundering. Like, this is crazy. I've never heard of a snow squall in my life. I think global warming is real. Yo.
Yes, sir. What I won't be doing is fighting that goddamn snow on them cars. God damn it. They look crazy today. In the morning, it's gonna look like a goddamn gymnast.
Look at how high this snow is. I can't make it. Hold on. Does anybody? So, for some scale, he's 6'3".
We have about 24 hours before it gets so cold that the salt is not going to work. So we need as much time and as much road to do as much work as possible throughout the course of today.
Our national lead now, the urgent warning from the governor of Kentucky, Andy Beshear there. His state just one of many hit by a winter storm that has more than 60 million Americans under alert right now. The snow and freezing cold stretching from the Midwest to the mid-Atlantic, claiming at least 4 lives as of now. This dangerous storm system is also having a huge impact on air travel, with more than 6,000 flights around the United States canceled or delayed today. CNN's Gabe Cohen reports from a snow-covered Washington, D.C.
More than a foot of snow left parts of the Midwest a dangerous, slippery mess on Sunday. Check out this footage from central Kansas, where more than 15 inches of snow fell, and more was expected. Parts of Kansas City, meanwhile, were a ghost town. Downed trees and power lines left tens of thousands of people without power. Several major highways and interstates were shut down, including parts of 75 and 64 in Kentucky. People across the region were told to stay home and avoid travel.
Baby, the snowstorm in Kentucky is real, okay? I'm stuck on the side of the road, had to call the police out here, had to call roadside assistance, and they charged me $225 to come and move this little Honda Civic and take it to my house and tow it to my house. $225? Stay home, baby. This is your cue. I'm trying to get the officer.
All right, Kansas City, you were right. It is no joke out here. This is looking at I-70. So that's I-70 down there. Obviously, there's no cars on it. It is completely covered. This is River Market that you're looking at. This is downtown, facing north. Back there is the downtown airport. Obviously, you can't see anything. It's just like a snow globe. Oh, there goes one car.
Another winter storm coming this week, this time for Texas. The first storm dropped a foot of snow from eastern Kansas through St. Louis all the way to the nation's capital. Let's track the next one. It gets going Wednesday night into Thursday across West Texas. A rain-snow mix across the DFW Metroplex. Just rain for Houston. Snow continues Thursday night into Friday across Dallas up to Wichita and eventually into St. Louis. Then the question becomes where it goes from there.
There's in Fenton now over I-44, just east of 141, right before you get to 270. I want to show you I-44 because this is pretty rough right here. Look at this. This is totally snow-packed and ice-packed down here on 44 heading eastbound. You can see traffic is moving and it certainly is passable, but I've been speaking with drivers over at Wally's here in Fenton a short time ago.
That's what we're dealing with out here, and it's not getting any better. That's what we're dealing with out here, and it's not getting any better. It's getting worse. So that's what we're dealing with out here, and it's not getting any better. It's getting worse. So get off the roads.
A treacherous day for travel as freezing drizzle and rain has laid a sheet of ice down on roads, causing numerous crashes and slide-offs around the state. That winter storm is just getting started. When all said and done, it will dump several inches of snow across Kansas. Some places may pick up more than a foot. Governor Laura Kelly has declared a state of emergency. State agencies are staffing the Emergency Operations Center and will be available to help counties in need.
That's what
I'm telling you right now. If I get hurt in this fucking winter storm, I'm still on my job because y'all should have just fucking compensated us for the whole day instead of just half a day. Like, what the hell were y'all thinking bringing us out in this fucking weather? And like, literally, like, there's people all on the highway. We're all stuck. I've been in the same spot for the last 30 minutes, and there's nothing but black ice. Get it fucking together, Amazon. Y'all should have fucking compensated us the whole fucking day.
Straight ahead on Action News at 6. Wild video of road rage aftermath. How to turn down the temperature to avoid something like this.
From this woman.
Straight ahead on Action News at 6. Wild video of road rage aftermath. How to turn down the temperature to avoid something like this.
From this woman, leading to a retaliatory punch by this man, followed by a move more reminiscent of a wrestling match. All of this playing out Saturday morning. This is Hathaway off Miami Street. The red and blue cars stop after some sort of incident on the road. The blue car driver confronts the red car driver. The red car passenger then steps in, and seconds later, the hands start to fly. And that blue car driver ends up on her back, lying on the street.
We are all going somewhere when we're driving, but we want you to make sure that you're getting there safely.
Toledo Police spokesman Officer Prince Flores says,
well, welcome to Indiana, where we are in a complete whiteout. We are getting currently 6 to 15 inches. No schools tomorrow. They've already been canceled. The road is out there past my front yard. You can't even see the road, and it is still currently snowing. So, yay for us. Stay.
The Fox Weather Alert, good morning to you. I'm Craig Herrera here with Britta Merwin. Santa Ana winds, they're picking up again for Southern California, and they are bracing for an explosive fire risk with these Santa Ana winds. In fact, the National Weather Service out of Los Angeles this morning posting to X, stressing that areas that don't typically see wind will be windy. You can see that right there. And a heads up, all caps, a life-threatening, destructive, widespread windstorm is expected Tuesday afternoon through Wednesday morning. It includes Ventura and LA County. And this does include, by the way, places like the San Fernando Valley. That in particular, because you think about how populated the valley is. When I was in California, I was in Encino, and you get gusty winds sometimes, but this is one of those events where it is going to include you. Coming right off of the San Fernando Mountains, right off the San Gabriel Mountains, and today we've got...
Just to give y'all a clue on how fucked up it is out there, this is my window. If you can see, the snow is damn near, 4 inches up to the window. Like, the shit is covering the bottom part of the damn window. And they've been snowing for 2 days straight, nonstop. All night, all morning. It's like 8 inches out that motherfucker.